Hello, welcome to case-based learning of cardiac MRI on mricardiac.com. Today, presenting a very unusual case of 60-year-old male who was admitted for fever and some non-specific symptom. But on detailed clinical history, there was history of breathlessness on exertion. So hence 2D echocardiography was performed, which revealed significantly reduced function of both ventricles, and there was also right ventricular enlargement. So as we see over here, the right ventricle is enlarged and it also shows presence of segmental dyskinesia or a crenated crumpled appearance. Even the left ventricle shows some focal thinning, wall motion abnormality, and presence of altered signal intensity in the interventricular septum. These are long axis images, which again confirms dilated right ventricle, some segmental dyskinesia, enlarged RVOT, and even the left ventricle shows wall motion abnormality, some focal thinning, and irregular outline. LVEF and RVEF both were significantly reduced. And as we see over here, the RV and diastolic volume was also significantly increased. These are right ventricular views, which again confirms the presence of segmental dyskinesia involving right ventricle. These are short axis late gadolinium enhancement images. It reveals presence of mid myocardial and epicardial late gadolinium enhancement involving left ventricle. There is also some subtle enhancement involving right ventricle as well. These are long axis LG images, which again confirm presence of late gadolinium enhancement. It is always a good idea to compare LG images with corresponding cine stack so as to confirm the presence of late gadolinium enhancement and to avoid, for example, there is thinning over here. So this area is actually because of the myocardial thinning and not late gadolinium enhancement. There is also, these are T1 mapping images, which shows a fat signal attenuation in the interventricular septum. There are also areas of increased T1 mapping values. And this area in the interventricular septum, it is confirmed to show fat density attenuation, as we see over here. It is the same area which was corresponding to the linear signal abnormality in the interventricular septum, which confirmed to be fat. So as we see over here, in this case, the right ventricle is dilated. There is segmental dyskinesia, all the features of arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy, but there is also left ventricular involvement with presence of fibrofatty changes in the LV myocardium, as well as some areas of fibrosis, which are seen on LG images. So this is a patient with arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy with biventricular involvement. So right ventricular involvement is predominantly seen, but LV can also get involved. However, isolated LV involvement is very rare, and it is basically fibrofatty replacement of the myocardium, which leads to presenting features like ventricular arrhythmia, palpitation, syncope, chest pain, dyspnea. However, our case was very unusual that till 60 years, patient had no symptoms. In fact, even at the presenting time, there were no history of any ventricular arrhythmia or other significant symptoms. But confirmation of this both ventricular involvement, reduction of function, and fibrofatty replacement of myocardium confirmed the diagnosis of arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy. Multidisciplinary approach is for ARVC diagnosis, which is performed with modified task force criteria. Classical CMR features of RV dilatation and increased end diastolic volume, along with reduced function and RV dyskinetic segments, that confirms the ARVC. These are the diagnosis criteria, which from different categories, whenever we have such criteria, we can decide that whether there is definite, borderline, or possible ARVC. But for the left ventricular involvement, it is important that the LV systolic function has to be significantly reduced, and there has to be some segmental wall motion abnormality. And on contrast enhanced CMR, once we get the focal stria pattern of late gadolinium enhancement, which is confirmed in two orthogonal views, then it is confirmed as left ventricular involvement as well. So EF reduction less than 50%, presence of wall motion abnormality. When you get the fat infiltration and some non-ischemic pattern of LGE, as which was seen in our case, the criteria for left ventricular involvement of arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy can be considered. However, there are common genes involving both the ventricles. So it is always that along with AR, right ventricular, there could be some left ventricular involvement as well. Similar concepts can also be found on Cardiac MRI Simplified book. Any feedback and suggestion, please mail us on info@mricardiac.com. Thank you.